Okay, you ready? Count it down. Three, two, one. Hey, thanks. Welcome to Mike's Garage. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, first of all, I want to thank the crew here for putting all this together. I know we've been switching it up a lot of different places. I want to thank the subscribers. I have a lot of new subscribers. I think we're up to what? 830, right? Okay, 830 subscribers. I'm getting lots of likes. I appreciate everybody doing that. Tuning in. Could always use more subscribers. The likes and the comments are always welcome. Send them in. If you haven't had a chance to watch some of my other videos, please do so. Okay. Listen, tonight I wanted to talk about some big news that just came out. It's from Tesla. I did a couple of videos on electric cars and how they're growing and how they're doing all the right things. Some of the electric cars, they're buying components off of other manufacturers and they're trying to put them together to make a car with all the different components that they're buying from other manufacturers. The advantage that Tesla has, they make their own parts that they need and they improve their parts and they make their own batteries. They make their own electric motors. So they are constantly thinking of better ways of doing it and making it themselves. They're not dependent on some other engineering firm. They're doing it themselves. And the latest thing they came out with, I don't know if you saw it or not, was the tractor trailer. The Tesla came out with a semi-truck, which is the big 10-wheel tractor on a tractor trailer. They're going after the overland market, and it looks like they're going to make some kind of progress on that. So if you haven't seen it, it has right now, the model they have is called the day cab. You get into the truck behind the driver's seat into a compartment where you can stand up, you can change your clothes, you can hang up your coat, put your coveralls on if you need to go do some unloading or loading, get changed and get into the driver's seat. Now the driver's seat is unique. It's one seat in the middle and it has computer screens on either side. And it does have mirrors, but it also has cameras. So you can see on the computer screen what's on the right, and on the computer screen over here what's on the left. So it's really driver friendly. It's automatic. There's no shifting gears, anything like that. And the driver's very comfortable. You know, it has one of those all adjustable driver seats. Steering wheel's adjustable and has all the complete display of gauges too to let you know what's going on with the truck. Now, the interesting thing is they've been working on this for 5 years to develop this, where they could bring it out and say, hey, we found the right package. We have improved it to the point where it's practical. Texaco has a few of the trucks. Pepsi has a few of the trucks. And I think they said Frito-Lay has a few of the trucks for delivery. Now, the tractor trailer is good for about 82,000 pounds. Now, you say that, oh, wow, that's a lot of weight. But the 82,000 pounds, the tractor, which is what Tesla's producing here, weighs about 2,000 of that, and about 1,200 pounds of the 2,000 pounds is battery. And they got to have battery. So it's actually like a 6,000 pound payload that it'll handle, which is pretty good size. I mean, if you're handling Pepsi, you're handling steel. A lot of trucks, a lot of states are not allowed to carry more than a certain amount of weight. So they're well within the limits of that. And I put a couple of videos up here. We'll let you watch some of it yourself while I explain to you what I found out about it. It's a standard 10-wheel tractor. It has 3 motors. Now, it does not have front-wheel drive. The front wheels are just steering, keep you on the road. The next axle back, right behind the driver's seat, is the first axle, and that is a secondary axle. It has 2 motors. Each wheel on the left and the right is driven by its own motor. And if it's needed, it turns on that motor, engages it, and it gives you the extra torque, it gives you the extra traction to pull up a hill, to pull away from a traffic light, whatever you want to do with that. The next axle back is a 1-motor axle, and that axle is on all the time. That's the one that pulls you forward and slows you down, and that is geared to take you down the highway at a cruising speed. So when you get up to cruising speed, and you don't need all those motors. On the front of the axles, those two motors disconnect, and the axles just spin. They don't have to turn the motor. The transmission releases them, and you're freewheeling. So it's a lot of energy efficiency there. If you're driving through the Midwest where there's a lot of flat roads, you get even more mileage out of it. I think they said the average is about 500 miles on a full charge. Now we'll get into more of what the charging has to do with it. So you have three main motors. It also has regenerative braking. You ever see the tractor trailers where they have to downshift to save their brakes? So they downshift and they cut off the power, and you hear that big as they're trying to slow the truck down without riding the brakes. Because if you ride the brakes for a long time in a tractor trailer, they overheat and then they fail. We've all seen those runaway truck ramps where the guy missed the downshift and now he's got to ride the brakes down to the bottom of the hill and he just can't control it. So this will do that. It's heavy enough to prevent any kind of jackknifing because the tractor itself weighs 2,000 pounds. The trailer's not going to come around on a 2,000-pound tractor. And the regenerative braking will slow the truck down, keep it from getting out of control with speed, and it will generate power back to the battery pack. So it's efficient both ways. I mean, it's wonderful what they did with that. The other thing is that that the 500-mile range is with the current battery pack. They do have another battery pack that they're working on. It's lighter. I don't think they're going to increase the range, but what they're going to do is they're going to reduce the weight. So you'll be able to go 500 miles. Right now it's 12,000 pounds for the battery. They're trying to get the battery down under, the battery pack is one large battery pack, get it down under 1,000 pounds, and you can still go 500 miles on it, which is a good 8-hour drive to go 500 miles. So that's a couple things they're working on. It is a single passenger, one driver. You could put somebody in the back. I think there's a jump seat back there, but there's only one driver up front, and he has complete control of everything. And the way they did the efficiency and why they did one, not only does the cab slope down and down to a nose and go up for air efficiency, but it also tapers in. So where the driver sits in the front, it's actually tapered in, so it's more efficient going. It's more aerodynamic. Okay, so it really does get better. Lowers the resistance when you're trying to go 70 miles an hour on the highway, which some trucks go even faster than that. Okay, like I say, it's a day cab. They don't offer a sleeper cab on it right now. The trucks like Pepsi, the fuel trucks that deliver to the gas stations. I know the U.S. Mail, they deliver tractor trailer loads. They go from, well, here in Pittsburgh, you go from here to Ohio and then back in one day, and then they go from here to Harrisburg and back in one day. I know that they exchange tractors in Harrisburg, goes to Philadelphia, shipping goes to Harrisburg, and they change, and they take the Pittsburgh trailer back to Philadelphia, and then the one is shipped here from Pittsburgh goes to Harrisburg and brings back the Philadelphia trailer. So they just switch them up. So those are the kind of applications it would be without charging stations and things like that. That is in the future. They do plan on bringing these things online. They said by 2024 they can manufacture 50,000 of these a day. A day. Listen to me, a week. A couple per week. What they're going to do is they can make 50,000 a year starting in 2024. So they're going to try to really dip into the market here with the tractor trailers. Now, why did they go for tractor trailers? Well, tractor trailers only make up about 2%, 3% of the vehicles on the road today. But they're responsible for more than 20% of the pollution. Okay, because they run constantly, they burn a lot of fuel, they drive cross country, they drive locally, especially in the inner cities. So if you ever been behind a diesel truck in the city, you know, all that black smoke and everything can really stink things up. So any kind of a urban kind of an application where tractor trailers have to go in and out of terminals, this is a perfect application for that. So, and he is putting some new motors in his car line too. So what it takes to, if you stop, okay, say you're doing a long haul on a tractor trailer, It takes about 30 minutes to go from 10% to 70% charge. So you can charge for another 300 or 400 miles in about 30 minutes. If you have an hour and a half, you can go to a full charge, and now you're set for another 500 miles. So if you stop at a motel, you're going to rest for the evening. You plug in the truck. Hour and a half later, it's all set to go in the morning. It's got a full charge. Off you go again for another 500 miles. I know some of the truckers do that. I know they sleep on the side of the road sometimes, just in the motels and different things like that. The truck stops offer that too. So those are the kind of things they're coming up with. It looks like it's really going to fill a need that's there. I know a lot of people have been very skeptical about, is this even possible, because they thought the battery pack would be so much more heavy than it currently is. So I hope you enjoyed that. Put some videos up here to show you what's going on with that. Looking forward to hearing more about how he's improving the electric motors and the battery packs, and looks like trucking is going to go full electric. Hey, thanks for watching Mike's Garage. Please be a subscriber, and I appreciate your comments too. Give me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you heard, and let's talk about it. Okay? Thanks for watching Mike's Garage. Have a good night.